Okay, right, so today I'm doing something a bit different. I'm going to be trying to show you how to survive your first hour in DayZ as a beginner. For the sake of this video, I'm on official DayZ servers, so they are a bit more difficult than the community ones. People often say it's harder to find loot, you know. There's no mods to give you a hand. I'm just going to search around, see if I can survive. There is a person there with a gun. He's got zombies chasing him. Okay, we're going to go the other way for this. Right. So this sign here shows me that I've spawned in Electro, and knowing where you are in DayZ is quite important, so you know where to go, what to do, and all of that. And I'd advise when you're starting out to use the I Survive map. It's an interactive map, and then you can kind of just search in these letters when you find like a road sign or something like that. And that will help you identify where you are. You'll be able to find things like the well and then decide where you want to go from there. I'll just show you as well. Down the road there's the proper road signs, and these are the same like style in every town, so that'll be more helpful than necessarily that one. That's kind of more of a one-off sign, that one. An important thing to know when playing DayZ is how to fight zombies. So for example, we've got this guy here, and when I'm walking backwards with my fists raised, he can't damage me. And then if I hold the sprint button and attack, it will do a heavy hit, like stunning him. That will allow me to get another light attack in afterwards. He's already dead, that one. And he had a nice bit of food on him for us, which is quite helpful. So like I said, you're wanting to dodge back, heavy hit, get another light hit in if you want to play it safe. Often do a couple, but, you know, might as well play it safe. You don't want to be losing health. And these are the signs that you'll see in every town, and that is what you can search on the map to figure out where you are. Okay. I can hear a chicken. I've got a couple bits of food, so I probably don't need it, but I might well take it with me anyway in a second. I tend to play on community servers myself because you get these quality of life mods and just things that make it a bit more interesting to play. And that would generally be my recommendation if you're starting off new. Try out the community servers. They're a bit more forgiving. Okay, so this is a dead player. They've got some better clothes on them than what I've got, but I mean, it's ruined, so I'm not going to take it. Because they've got flies on them, that means they've been dead for a while, so I probably don't have to worry too much about who had killed them right now. So I've eaten my food and drink. Usually I'd go and find a well. The minute though, I'm just checking around to see if I can find any better clothing so that I have a bit more storage. This is a like guard shack, so it will spawn police loot. Fairly low tier, but that shirt's better than what I had, so it's a nice start. Another dead body. We'll have a quick look. Always check a dead body. You never know, you might find a pair and some new bandages. Just some extra bandages. Ah. And more bandages and another dead body. So there's... This body didn't have flies. See, because that one didn't have flies, you can kind of guess that it was more recent. But kind of my lucky day that we've got all these bodies here. It's just a load of free food, to be honest. So now, just for the sake of this life, I am going to check round this spawn town Electro here. That zombie has a bag on it, which you can see on its back. So it's worth me killing him for the bag for the storage. Now when you've got two zombies on you, it's kind of good to try and focus one at a time. So I want to kill this one, because then I can focus on killing this one so that it's, you know, if it's two of them, it's a bit of a cluster and you don't want to be trying to punch them both out at the same time. Do one and then the other. Now I got a cut whilst doing that, which you can see from the icon down here. And you want to make sure your bandages are disinfected, else you can get a blood infection, and that's not overly good. It would require you then to find some alcohol or disinfectant to stop that and cure it. But I'm lucky that I found all of these on the dead bodies, so I haven't really got to worry about that for now. Now, I think it's going nighttime, which is a bit of a problem because, you know, when it's dark, it's a bit more difficult to see, and if you're new to the game, that's probably quite daunting, you know? Okay, so now we know, a minute ago we saw a person running around here. There's still some zombies around, so they haven't killed all of them. Generally, it's good to avoid the zombies, though, because it just draws attention to yourself. People can see them chasing after you, and, you know, it's just an extra problem. If you're really stuck for food and other things, sometimes they can have what you need on them. So, you know, sometimes it's worth killing them, sometimes it's not. I'm going to have to kill this one because I've wound him up. Or your other option is, you know, you can try and... He's not making this an easy example, but you can lock them in a building and then they just won't be able to get you. So it's quite a handy thing to know. Especially if there's a lot of them, it's worth doing. So that's him stuck in there. I'm going to check a few houses in a second, just see if we can find a few more bits and bobs. So that's what we'll need. You always want stuff in DayZ. On the lookout for a knife. Once you've got a knife, you can kind of survive almost anything, because it gives you the option to be able to fish. But without that, until that point, you're kind of at the mercy of what you can find. Now, if I have got a blood infection, this is one of the things that would have cleaned it to get rid of the infection. And you can also, like, disinfect the bandages with this. If you combine them by dragging them together like that, you would disinfect the bandages, making them safe to use. Fire station. Good loot spawns in it as well. Like, the jacket's fairly good, you know, it's keep you warm and all of that. It's got good slots, 24 slots. The more slots, the better. Be nice to find any sort of weapon or anything in here, but we might not be so lucky. That's the general thing of DayZ. It will be a lot of not finding much, running around a lot. It's quite a slow game, so that's one thing to bear in mind. That is a lot of zombies. Now, that would be a problem. So because I've heard they've just... Well, they made that noise, that means they've heard me. So I'm just going to run away, because that's my my best bet here with that many, I think. There we go. Now the baseball bat I've got is quite a slow swing on it. So it's not my favourite thing to be using, but it'll do for now. Especially if I run into another player, it'll be very handy. I've dragged it into one of the hot slots there, and that means that I can equip it by pressing 3. This is an IV starter kit, so that's good to get a saline, a working saline bag. It's one of the 2 parts you need. It's also a good alternative source for water if you can get one of those, so worth a check in the hospital buildings, like the one I'm in now, as it can be helpful. I'm going to carry these gloves just in case I decide to kill any animals in a bit, because if I want to cut them up with a knife with my hands will get bloody, and then if you eat with that you'll get sick, and it's a whole world of not fun. So if you ever do get bloody hands, you'll want to wash them before you eat, or yeah, not good. Right, we'll just loot my way through. Hopefully find a new... Hopefully find a few bits. Just any weapon or anything would be pretty good right now. You want to be prepared just in case you do run into someone who's not so friendly, which I'm sure will be the case on the official server I'm on today. bit more food. It's good to just kind of eat the food straight away because you don't want to, I don't know, have too much slots by food taken up for things you're saving for later. They'll do better for you in your stomach than in your shirt. Got a military tent here, which we might check in a second. I'm not very hopeful that we'll actually find something in it, but always worth a check. Got a lot of zombies around here. Oh, and we found a weapon. That's very handy. Okay. So now I've probably got a few... I've got maybe just the one, actually. If I had a few, I would have just locked them up. But because I've got one, I'll turn and I'll probably just kill it. Because it's quicker and easier. And he has a bit more food on him for us. Which we're going to eat straight away to save the space. Now I found a Glock. This is the weapon I found. I need to get 9mm for this to be able to work, and it's a bit damaged, so it's going to jam quite a bit if I did have ammo in it. But it's better than nothing, and it's a start. And you know, 9mm's fairly easy to come by, so that should be quite helpful. I'm going to check a couple more houses, and then we'll be leaving Electro onto the next town. There's a person there. For the sake of this, I think I'm just going to avoid him. I would normally probably talk to him, but for today, we're running solo. He might chase us down, seeing the zombies on us. Oh. One of the zombies went flying. Hey! Not good. This is what I mean about, you know, trying to avoid people, because he's not got good intentions. This is the thing, I should be able to win a fight against him because I've got the baseball bat. I could kind of show you how I would go about that. Knowing he's got the zombies on him, I have the advantage here because he's got to run. Really. They're just going to keep chasing him. They're going to keep hitting him. I don't want to draw them over to me. I want him to be like that, and then you try and pick your time with that. But the more times the zombies hit him, the less time I have to. It's always good to know your microphone key in DayZ. You might have noticed I tried speaking to him straight away. That was just in case, you know, I don't know, he wanted to change his mind or something, but it's too late for that one. Dug his hole, now he needs to lie in it. This isn't going to save him. So you want to like make sure that when he's swinging, you're either not in the way of it or you're blocking. I can hit him through these windows. And I mean, this is the oldest trick in the book. He's going to pretend to bandage and then start. Yeah. I can run at him and do a heavy attack. And it didn't hit him. That pan's not going to help you. If you had a gun, it would help you. That's not a gun. Now, my baseball bat goes through his blocks, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty bad for him. He's trying to run away because he realises he's dead. Well done. And you can taunt him! Yippee! We like DayZ! Go. He's on his last legs. I mean, it's over already. I've got my full health still. This guy's not a nice man. Okay, now I've got another one to deal with. Just gonna kill the one on the floor because I know this guy can't really do much, but this guy's on the floor and, you know, it's an easier kill. That snap was his leg breaking. How he's not dead yet, I don't know, but his leg's broken, so now I can focus this guy again. The heavy hits will still do a bit of damage through the block, so that's good. And that zombie's probably gonna go for me. Lovely.
Likewise.
What do you mean, likewise? You melon. I don't know what he's on about. I'll have his hat though. Well, hey. I'm taking it for style points. Now this guy didn't move, which is ideal. Just go and hit him, take his stuff. Always check inside frying pans. You might find some nice goodies on a body in that. If I had a knife, you have an option to cut up the bodies, and you could eat them if you wanted to, if you were really stuck. You would want to cook the food, but you would get sick from kuru. I don't have a knife, nor can I be bothered to cut them up or do any of that. But if I did, I would probably turn the guts into a rope, which I could use for a fishing rod. There's a lot of information, I know. Fishing's a whole nother kettle of fish. But yeah, we're going to continue to the next town now that they're both dead. Okay, so that was a gunshot. That was quite a close gunshot, and it's just up on the hill. You always want to try and take note of where the gunshot is. It's something that will just come over time. At first, I don't expect you to, pinpoint exactly where the gunshots are. But he's not close enough for me to worry about, but close enough that, I'm already running this way. If I had a gun, I could contemplate going to try and fight him. I don't have anything that can shoot, so, I'm just going to be carrying on up the road to the next town to try and find some better items. Now, on the way to the next town, I've decided I'm going to stop and check out the summer camp. This can be a good spot for hunting loot, and there's also a medical centre. So good to know if you wanted to find certain items to cure any illness, you want to look for these blue medical centres. They're in quite a few places around the map. With it being rainy, I can kind of crouch around and get past the zombies quite easily because they can't hear me over the rain. Down in the bottom left as well, that one line by the crouch icon shows how much noise I'm making. So now I'm making 2 bars. I think if I had bigger boots on, I'd be making 3 while sprinting, and 3 is the most. 1 is the least. Well, none is the least, but then you're not moving or making any noise at all, so. Yeah, it's handy to know. You can stealth kill zombies if you have a knife or a sharp object, but I don't, so, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to be sneaking past for now. And you get to grips over time how close you can get to zombies and things at different times without them hearing you. Ah, we've got our knife. It's just what we needed. Probably don't need this many bandages. I've gone a bit overboard. Drop those, and I don't need the iodine. I'll eat these in a second as well. That's ruined. I can't eat it. Ruined is it's the red icon. When you're hovering over it, you can see like the red circle, and it says it's ruined. Just means it's been destroyed in probably combat or something. And yeah, it's got no use at that point. So you just want to drop anything that's ruined other than your clothing. You can still carry things around in ruined clothing, but once you drop them, you can't put them back on. I thought I heard someone, so I'm just going to be a little bit careful. But it's also really difficult to see right now, so, I'm probably not going to spot anyone. Okay, I'm going to go back out the way I came, so that's the safest. I know there's zombies over this way as well. So it kind of acts as a layer of protection too. So people would have to kill all the zombies or sneak past them like I have to get to me from that same way. Right, and now I'm going to go onwards to the next town. One thing I would say is, like, you can look on the map and see different military areas that you might want to get to and check out. But when you're first starting out, you kind of want to just play. You've got to play, and you've got to run around, and you've got to, you know, kind of learn on the fly. It's always good to learn whilst playing. So it's probably not much worth your time just sprinting for these military areas when, you know, you kind of need to take down the basics. But if you're feeling brave and you want to check one out, by all means, give it a shot. You never know, it might be your lucky day and you might be able to get some good stuff. It's dropped item there on the floor, which means that someone's done that, because it wouldn't normally just be there. But it could have been quite a while ago, I believe. So there's no point getting too worried by it. As a new player as well, I would recommend probably just sticking to the roads. You'll just learn over time what you can and can't do to make a journey quicker. Like, for example, here, I would normally run up and over this hill to the next town, but for the sake of just, you know, learning the game, I would say stick to the roads, or at least follow them, but just off them. Keeps you more hidden, so you're less likely to get stalked if you get spotted. But it gives you that, you know, solid guideline of which way to follow. Now in the bottom right, I can see my water icon has gone red, which will mean that I will now slowly start to lose health. As you can see, the down arrow there on my health icon has just appeared as well. So what I'll be doing as soon as I get to the next town is going straight to the water pump and filling up on water. And that's something that you'll find on the map. Sometimes the run in DayZ can be quite long as well. And if you're wanting to conserve your food and water, it's actually better off not to be sprinting everywhere. It burns your food and water a lot slower, and you'll still cover the ground at a fairly decent pace. But having played quite a lot of DayZ, I get quite impatient myself and end up just sprinting everywhere. It's actually not the best way to conserve food and water. So something well worth to consider is just jogging a bit more. And if you're ever confused which way you run, I just need to check, you know, double check on the map. Oh, have I gone the right way? Or, you know, you can then see, oh, I've gone the wrong way. You can check the sign and search it on the I Survive map. This is Staroy, and the water pump is just there by the medical. It's often good to just check around the area as well. Look for any signs of players. These could be any dead bodies, dead zombies. Zombies can run around by themselves, but if they're running in a bit of a weird way and it looks like they're chasing something, it's quite likely that they're actually chasing a player. And I'll just be here drinking as much water as I can. If I had a bottle or a container to fill up, that would be a much quicker way of getting a lot of water. I'll just be drinking until the full stomach icon appears down in the bottom of my screen, which does take quite a while. As you can see, it's just gone to yellow, which is good. It means our health is now going back up after a long while of drinking. Long while of drinking, you get the full stomach icon. Yippee! Which is good. There are other places you can drink water, such as rivers and lakes. But you'll need a way of either cleaning the water, which you will have to get in a container to clean it, or you'll need to find one of the tablets that allow you to drink it, or at least cure the illness that the dirty water will give you. There's quite a lot of diseases and medicines in DayZ, so it's a whole nother topic, really. Yeah, sometimes you might be able to get them off these zombies here, these medical zombies. So I've got 2 zombies now. I mean, if this one stays in the front, I'll kill that one first, but let's say I want to kill this blue one, really, because it's lower health. And punching upwards as well when killing zombies, something I didn't mention before. Trying to hit them like in the head, so that do a bit more damage. So it'll take a lot more punches to kill them if you're hitting them in the body than in the head. That's a good backpack there. But it's got the same slots as ours, and ours looks cooler. So keep the cooler looking one. It's all personal preference. Sometimes you might want to run around in the brightest clothes you can find. Won't potentially help you to survive, but you know, got freedom in DayZ to do whatever you like. Now I'm going to run back now because I've got a cut and just shut myself in this room, safe from any zombies. But again, I'm trying to work my way to that PD because I might be able to find some ammo for my Glock, which would be very good. There's a few zombies, but I'm just going to run past them. Sometimes better to take it slow, but I'm going to run in, shut myself in. There's a dead body in here. That's not good. So now I've got a cut. It's a dead body with flies. So I can assess this and go, it died a minute ago. I think it has to be dead for... I might be incorrect on this, but it's at least 15 minutes, I believe, for it to have flies on it. I've shut that door there. There's a shotgun here. I'm just going to check if it has any ammo. It doesn't. Does this one have any ammo? It doesn't. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep one, but I need ammo. Now, the person could be above me. They could be in that room with the body. I know this room's safe. If I do this, I'm just trying to get an angle on the upstairs. There's paper there. That means that they've opened a box of ammo. So whoever was in here did that, whether they're still in here or not. They opened a box of ammo there. So that would lead me to believe that maybe they killed the person, opened the box of ammo, then went upstairs. What I'm going to do, I'm going to run outside because I know there's another door to the back here. So if I clear this bit, I know that I can loot this body without being seen from upstairs now. And there's a blaze. This is a good gun. BK-18 is okay, but the blaze is better. It's a higher caliber weapon. Just what we want, really. Put things inside frying pans and pots. Gives you a bit of extra space. That sounds like someone might be inside with me. For now, we're not going to clear it. I'm just going to run away. I'm going to take what I've got and run. You want to try and get cover from those windows, get straight into these woods, and get out of there. Because there's a chance there's someone still in there. I don't have a gun with ammo, and they most certainly probably do. Now, I myself know there's a military up there, which you would see on the map. I'm not going to check it this time, because it's a bit of a risky area, and if you're going into a risky area, you really want to be locked and loaded with a gun. You can risk it, and I could risk it now, but I'm just going to carry on. I could, for all I know, be running out of a danger zone, but likewise, I could be running towards one. So you want to kind of keep an eye out, just to see if you see where that person would have gone, if you know that someone's just killed someone. These signs are like a direction sign as well, and that one means that it's a kilometer that way is Shakovka. Likewise, you could just search these Russian letters in the map, and it will tell you where it is, and it will tell you it in English as well, so you know how to say it. But yeah, for today, we're going to go down to Shakovka. No particular reason. I've just decided that this is the way I'm going to go. At a point as well, I think it's good to start playing without the interactive map on, say, a phone or another screen, and start just feeling your way around the map. As you can see, this is a map that is in-game. There's this wooden sort of hunting wood you can see, and there's quite a few of them dotted around the map. We're the red dot. We spawned at Electro. We ran up, went to Staroy, and now we're here, going to Shakovka. And like now I could go, just in the game, and I could go to Shakovka, and then maybe Clover might have been better, because if I was trying to get to the airfield or wherever you are wanting to go, like these hot spots, decided that's where you want to end up in the end. You could go, gonna have a nice chill run, gonna go to Shakovka, maybe go up north, might go to the dwarf's castle there by altar and radios in it. But yeah, we'll carry on down the road. We need to find ammo, so and the ammo for the blaze is going to be in hunting areas. It's a 308 gun. It's a quite high power round. The shotgun ammo. So hopefully we can get that. Now my hunger's gone red, and that's not necessarily good. There's a server restart. This is a normal thing in DayZ. You'll find server will go down and then it'll come back up again a few minutes later, and we'll join back once it's back up. Okay, so now I'm loading in after the restart. It's actually a little bit later on completely because I've just gone and done a couple bits whilst I was waiting. Yeah, we're back on the road. Still need food. Right. That's where we were. That's what we're doing. Got all our guns hot slotted. Yeah, let's get down to Shukovka. Get this food. There's a goat down there. Now if I had any ammo, I could kill one of those sheep. Not goats, they're sheep, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I could shoot one and then cut it up with the knife and cook it. But we don't have any ammo, so into the town we go. On the search for either any food, or if we don't find food, we need to find some ammo so we can shoot a goat and cook it. That has a shot in it. We could cut out the middleman here and just go straight for the, we found that in the first house. A gunshot's going to draw attention to us, whereas if we find food, which I can see a jar in the car, and that is a lot of food, so we can avoid doing the hunting and cooking for now. Save the bullet in case we run into another person. Let's get some of this food in me. Just eat until the full stomach icon comes up. I'm gonna lock the zombie in actually. It's annoying me. There we go. See, that zombie just did a run then, but that's not running like chasing something. It's just like it just does like intermittent sprints, and that's normal. Whereas if it was chasing something and it just runs away like completely without stopping, then it's most likely chasing a player. Aha. Now I'm going to swap the cooking pot for the frying pan, because the cooking pot can store water, whereas the frying pan can't. So it's always better to have a cooking pot than a frying pan, but both of them can cook food on a stove or a fireplace with a cooking... Well, no, you can't use the frying pan on a cooking stand either, actually saying that, so just a cooking pot's better if you've got the option. Well, there's a base there. Forgot we're on official servers, so there's going to be a few of those around as well. This is another type of stove you can make a fire in and cook food on. Matches in here, which is handy if we want to do that in a bit. Oh, and a bit of ammo, but not for a gun that I have. Always worth taking, just in case you do find something that you can use. Because a gun with ammo is better than one without. Carrying those tiny bits of ammo, always handy if you don't have anything ready to shoot just yet. Let's get this zombie first and then we'll head on out. So once you've got a knife or a good melee weapon, you want to be using that to kill zombies as well, because it'll just do it quicker. But if this is, with this being my only knife, if this was the condition badly damaged, I would probably avoid using it, because I need the knife for something more important, like cutting up an animal, or maybe creating a fishing rod or a hook. Right, this is a hunting table. We probably want to start checking those and any hunting stands that might be around, just to try and find some ammo for the blaze, because that would be really good. This is ammo from Mosin, so it's a really good find, but we need 308 ammo, so not quite what we're looking for today. But also worth carrying, just in case. Never know if you find that Mosin. You want to have the ammo for it all ready to go. Different ammo types and things as well is something you'll just learn as you're playing the game. If you're ever stuck, you can hover over the gun and it'll tell you what it's loaded with. So likewise, this is loaded with 2 308 Winchester rounds. This is loaded with 12 gauge. So that's what we need to find to be able to use both of those. Or we could just keep checking around. Hopes of finding something we do have ammo for. Now, I'm not even checking where this is going on the map, just for now, because we're just going to explore. But I might actually dip off the road, because I've seen up here there's a hunting stand. We want to be checking those for the ammo that we need for our gun. That's this little wooden structure just up on the hill. There's a few different types of hunting stands, and these are just dotted all around the like tree lines of the map. There's a weird noise then, and that was animal. As you can see, there's a fox there. It makes some horrible noises. But another source of food. If you're ever stuck and hear some weird noises, you know, you might want to check it and try and take out the animal. But for now, we're still good. We've still got a bit of honey, which we will eat. Free up the storage. Then later, maybe we'll have to hunt. You never know. In DayZ, it's always about, you know, trying to move fast, not trying to draw too much attention to yourself. Because if I shot there and shot the fox, someone's going to hear it. They might run over and try and shoot me. Which then, you know, in my state, with one bullet, after shooting the fox, I'll have no bullets. And that will be that. I'm actually just going to follow the edge of this tree line for now. I can see where that path went. And we might meet up with it again in a second. But I'm just going to look around and see if there's any more hunting stands up here. This is like a hunting trail as well. You can actually follow these. And there's a chance you'll find a small stone. And with this, you could go up to a big stone and craft a stone knife. It's one way of getting a knife that is less chance-based. I mean, it's still chance-based to find the stone, but it's a definite that you'll get it. You can also use blunt objects to just hit like stones, and then you'll get different big and small stones from that you can make knives from. However, don't think we're going to be lucky enough to show you one today. Don't have the patience for it. Alright. Now that is Radio Zenit up there, Altar. Somewhere we might go today, actually. We're in a good spot now where it's fairly unlikely that someone will know that I'm here. I'm in the middle of the woods, unless I've been followed for quite a while. You know, it's unlikely that someone's been following me. So I've just sat with a tree on my back. And I'm just going to scout out the town here, which is Gorka. Because I've got binoculars from earlier. Just going to look through these, see what we can see. It's a good way of deciding what to do before you're in a situation where you're getting shot at. Or you've got to decide whether to shoot someone or not. You will find sometimes in DayZ the best lives are when you team up with other people and speak to them. But there's always that chance that they're not friendly. And, you know, our luck today with those two people, chances are the next few people aren't going to be friendly either. Playing more cautious and more going for the solo life today. Nothing's really caught my eye. Don't see any dead bodies. I think I'm too far away to see any zombies or anything. But I don't see anyone running around, and I would see them from here. So, and that means then that we could just either, you know, go into the town and loot it, or I could just keep moving. That town could be good. It's got a police station, a chance to maybe get some body armor, which is something that we don't have any of at the moment. So if I get shot, I'm gonna keel over, you know. I'm gonna die very quickly without any armor. But in that police station, I could find either a stab vest or a press vest, giving me a bit more protection. I'm still undecided what I'm going to do at the moment, so I'm just going to run kind of with the direction being between the two. Just decide as I'm a bit closer. You can always have another scout out and then go from there. It's good to take your time in DayZ and just make sure you're happy running into somewhere. If you're trying to learn and survive, you know, playing it slow is not a problem. But likewise, if you've got the bullets and you want to charge at every shot, play fast, you know, give it a go. Okay, so that's a shot behind me. That one, to me, sounded like it was a bit further than where we just came from, Shakovka. So it might have been back at Staroy. I'm not quite sure why this has been built. There's a barrel in there. Trying to see if I could loot it from... Yeah. Or a leather sewing kit. Oh, that's good. That's something that you can fix shoes with or fix armor with if you find any later on. Stick that in my bag, and I'm going to take the water bottle as well. Although I don't really need to. I have got a cooking pot, which is, like I say, can carry the water, so actually I could be alright without it. As for this, though, finding a base, I could sit here for, you know, I think it's a couple hours or something to get through every single combination on a 4-dial lock and then get in and get the loot free. I'm not doing that right now. But yeah, there's other options of breaking down the fence with, you know, you can do damage to it with quite a lot of things. So there's always options to do that, but not today for us. And also, if you're going to do it, you probably pick one that you either know or think is going to have a bit more loot in it. That one had 1 barrel, so it's probably not worth worrying about. Ah, now one thing I've noticed, which is, you know, I should have noticed a bit earlier. In my inventory, I've got this cooking stove. This gas stove here. If I drop this, it's got space for a cookware and a gas canister. And I have cookware, so that can go straight on there. Likewise with a frying pan could. And then you want to just put that back in your inventory and see I've gained all of that space just by stacking them like that. Okay, we've got another hunting stand here. We're really hoping for 308 ammo. One of those good things about DayZ is you won't find what you need most of the time, which makes it that much of a better feeling when you do eventually find it after hours and hours and hours and hours of searching for one item. That feeling of finding it finally is always nice. I think I'm going to go to altar. Now, I wouldn't usually advise sprinting through an open field like this. You know, it's very easy to spot someone in a field compared to, like, if they were like a few trees deep in a tree line. Sometimes you're going to take a risk, sometimes you're not, you know, and it's one thing you'll do to learn from your mistakes. You might run through a field and survive a few times, and then one time you might die and then go, oh, I'm never doing that again. And it's always good to learn from trial and error. I feel like knowing where I am right now and the amount of activity that's been over here, which is probably quite low. I'm quite safe running in the open. Always wiggling a little bit as well. Always good just to make it not a simple shot for someone. If you run in a straight line and someone was directly behind you, they've got the easiest shot of their life. Likewise, if you were running straight at them, easy shot. Running left, right, much more difficult to hit. Right, so now we're approaching altar. I believe there's probably another chance here to get some armor. There's a hunting table there that might be worth us checking as well for a chance of the 308. I might even check that first, in fact, because there could be someone here. You never know. NBC pants. What's that? You can take things like the NBC pants and try and get the full NBC suit to get into the gas zones, but it's not something we're going to be doing today within, you know, an hour or so of playing. It's a bit of a longer mission that takes quite a while. But something as an option for higher tier loot, something you might look to do as you delve deeper into the game. Aha, we've got a pistol with ammo there. What I might do is just drop the Glock, actually, because it's badly damaged. See, mag? I could repair this with the weapon cleaning kit, but I think for now, I'm just going to take the pistol, this one as is, and leave the Glock there. Perhaps I'll take the mag out. I'm carrying so much random stuff at the moment. I've just filled up my inventory, but you get a grip for what to take and what not to take as you go. Probably don't need to be taking a Glock mag in all fairness, but should just be grateful I've got something that does shoot a few more bullets than what I had before. It's a nice bit of military clothing. The military bag there as well, but I'm happy with mine. Here's the rest of radios in it. We've got one little guard shack at the entrance. Good to check for the armor, maybe. Then this is the actual radio building here. Sometimes as well, if you're going in a building, it's worth having a gun out. 'Cause it's going to take you that much longer to bring up your gun and shoot someone if it's not in your hands than is already in your hands, you know. This way, I'm as ready as I'm going to be with the gun in my hands out already. This time, no one in the building, so we're all good. Some good shoes there, like that. And nothing much else in there. And as I've said, you know, stick to the roads. This time I'm not going to because I know which way to go, you know. You can orientate yourself well enough. You could just run straight to where you want to go next. Like, there's a little castle tower here, and we're going to go check that out because the castles have a good chance of spawning hunting gear, which is including the 308 for our blaze and potentially even a scope for it, which would be really good. Got a canteen. I don't think I'm going to take the canteen this one time. I've got the cooking pot and I've got the water bottle. And I'd rather have the water bottle than the canteen myself because of having the option to turn it into a water bottle suppressor later on if I find duct tape. One thing to always be careful of in areas where running up staircase and things, just keep an eye out for any traps. There are bear traps and landmines in this game, and tripwires. They're all a bit unforgiving, so just be careful of them. This is a really good find, and we've been quite lucky. 5 shots in a rifle. It's a 7.62-39. It will do the job for now, you know. But with having the blaze as well, I don't really want to drop the blaze, nor do I want to drop the shotgun. So what I'm going to do is just carry this in my hands for the time being, until I find some ammo for the blaze, at which point I'll probably drop it. Ooh, hello. Now I want to grab that, but it's a bit difficult to do. And I don't want to stand there playing around with my inventory at the top of the tower. Just bring it into the shed. So on PC, the keybind for dropping quickly like that is holding down G by default, but it's something you want to look into and make sure you know, because being able to drop what's in your hand so that you can pull out something on the quick slots is something that is very important, otherwise you're going to get caught out. You don't want that happening, really. So at this point, dropping both those mags, I need to make a 2x5 slot, because that's how big this gun is, which I can rotate with spacebar. Yet again, keybind you want to check. And drop some bandages. I probably only need 3 is probably excessive, to be honest. Just doing a bit of Tetris. But I think what I'm going to do now, because I've got this, and this has a scope on it, it's good condition. I know it's just a pistol, but it's got a scope on it. That is now my long range gun. This is now my close range gun. Some would say probably leaving the shotgun here is a silly choice. I'm just going to take the ammo, just by unloading it. And then we're going to move along with this as our setup. And yeah, go from there. Being in a shed like that as well, you've got to be careful that no one's seen you go in there, because often if someone's seen you go in, they're going to watch and wait for you to come out. So when coming out there, I've darted to the left really quickly and just tried to get behind, meaning that hopefully any line of sight is broken as quick as possible, and it's a difficult shot for someone to hit on me. As we get deeper into the map though, you know, you're going to find people that have fully automatic rifles, AKs and M4s. It's a bit more difficult because they can spray that very quickly and they're likely to hit you trying to run around that corner. That's something not to really worry about as a beginner. You're just also trying to focus on learning the basics and surviving for now. If you've wondered what that water icon is on the bottom right, it's because my clothing's wet from the rain earlier. So my bag is soaked, and I've got a couple other bits that are damp. Some items you can bring out and get the water out just by holding them in your hands, and then you do the animation and get the water out the clothing. Or other bits, you know, you'll have to set a fire and thaw them out, or they'll just dry over time. And then being full of water is just something that affects your weight and lowers your stamina. It's not too much of a worry though. And now I'm just running the same direction I was before, because I've held my direction. Got a big lake here. Yeah, we're just carrying on this way to get further into the map. Saying that though, we've had this character for well over an hour now, which is a definite feat. If you've made it this far, then you've done very well, and from here it's a breeze. You know how to get food, you know how to get water, and do it safely, obviously. You take the water from the stream or a lake, it's usually as a last resort. It's an option, it's not a good one, unless you've got the chlorine or other tablets that you might need. One other fun tip I've not mentioned just yet is that this water bottle I found has water in it already. This most likely isn't safe to drink, so I'm not going to drink it, but I've just left it in there as it's a just a good failsafe if I'm ever stuck dying and can't find a river, pond, lake, or a water fountain. You know, I've still got some water, so it can keep me alive just enough to get the pills to get rid of the disease or whatnot. We're getting to some of the bigger areas now that have a lot of traffic running through them, so we have to be more on our toes from here on out. That's quite a good jacket. We're going to take that for the camouflage. I'm going to leave the NBC pants. I'm going to leave the bolts now. Probably don't need the Ivy starter kit, but I've taken it anyway. We're going to crack on. I could stop and scout this out with binoculars. Always a good option. Or a scope even. I mean, I've got the scope now as well, so that means I could scope it out and still be able to move. Whereas with the binoculars, you have to stand still. So scope's always going to be better on a gun. If you held the scope in your hand, you can look through it. But yeah, you're just not able to move with it whilst looking, so scope on a gun is always going to be your best option for scouting things out quickly and on the move. There's another police station here, which I could check. Checking anything from here on out is always a bit riskier, and getting water's going to be risky. Some people choose to camp and watch things that you're going to find useful, you know, so you always need to be careful going to the water pumps. And now our water has hit red, so we're going to be thinking about getting to a water pump, making sure it's safe to do so, and then, well, you never know anything's 100% safe. Someone could be sniping at you from 1,000 meters away, but the point is, have a quick look round. If you're considering it to be safe enough, get your water. Ooh, hello. Okay, change of plan. Taking the Mosin. Right. Just going to run up and load this up if it's not already, because our ammo is currently in a box. If I was clever, I probably would have like opened the box beforehand, meaning finding it, I could just chuck the ammo straight in, load the Mosin up. This is damaged. It's that light yellow colour. I'm going to repair it. Don't really need to, but I'm going to anyway. Just to provide me some longevity in case it gets shot during a firefight or something. Also, just going to take these gloves off. I put them on by accident, to be honest, but they're bright blue. Not particularly good. And what I've just seen over behind that peach roof house there is a zombie with a bit of armor on it. So we're going to go straight for that. And I want to hear him shout at me. She's just done. And then we're running this way, and he's going to follow us. We're going to take this armor into the house and get it off him safely. Because he's got armor. Oh, there's a bit of lag there. You want to be trying to hit him in the head. So aiming really up high when you're attacking, so that you don't damage the armor, because you can damage it on him when you're trying to kill him. Battery, armor, 9mm. Right. And on to getting some water. Now, because it's on the gas stove, I can't fill it up whilst it's on the gas stove. Got to take it off the gas stove, fill up the water. I'm drinking a bit from the pot, and I'm going to fill it up once more once I get the full stomach icon, which won't take very long in this. And then in my head I'm thinking, oh, put the stove on the floor there, you know, put it on there, grab it, and then go. Okay, so we've got a bit of armor. Probably skip the PD now. Looking around all the time as well in this game. With the zoom button, it's always good to know how to zoom in. Makes it easier to see. Well, I use the button Alt on the keyboard to look around while still running in the same direction. So I'm looking left, looking right, zooming in, looking up into the trees. I know I'm showing you and talking about this whilst walking in a straight line, which is not necessarily good, but it's good to know. And then once you practice things like that, so you know how to look around, do it all quickly. But you want to be looking around all the time. Now I've hit red food again, and I don't have any. Leaves me with the options to go back to town, or to keep on moving. However, this is a weird looking base compound thing. Not sure how much I like the look of this. I might investigate it, but you know, I'm doing so knowing this is risky. Could meet my demise here, but always good to have a look around, hey? I think they're raided by the looks of it, because otherwise this wouldn't be so open. I've opened that door and stopped. This is fully boarded up, other than that window there. No one can shoot me, but I'm just listening. It's good to listen and then peek. There's no scraps or anything, but you know, it's fun to check things like this out if you see it. Very risky. Maybe scout it out beforehand from a distance. If you get interested in something, just check it out, you know. Now having a gun with all of this ammo, it definitely like puts you in a sense of slightly more confidence, you know. I know I've got 5 shots, then I can reload my Mosin fully another 3 times afterwards. Chances are if I get into a singular firefight, I'm not going to use that many bullets. Got duct tape here. It's very good. It means we can make a bottle suppressor for our Mosin, allowing us to take a few suppressed shots for revealing our location. It's most likely that you might not be as lucky to find as many guns as this and useful items and things. But this is official servers, so it's probably as accurate as we can get it for a demonstration. It's community servers. Some of them will like increase the loot, and that's why I'd encourage to try those out first. Just makes it a bit less unforgiving. Now, if I found a water source, a good option here could be making a fishing rod and getting some fish. However, I probably want to think about that when I'm in a town, because I will need a rope to craft the fishing rod. There's a couple of different ways of getting a rope. Get it from guts, combining the guts with a knife. Or one of the easy ways of doing it is you just cut up a load of clothing. You're going to get you rags. You want to stack them up to stacks of 6. Then you combine 2 stacks of 6 rags, can craft a rope with both of those. And then that with a long stick from a bush, combine those, make your fishing rod. Then cut up sticks into short sticks, and with a knife, combine the short sticks with the knife, and you can craft wooden fishing hooks. Dig up worms with your knife, bind that with the hook, then put that onto the fishing rod, and then you can fish. And you'll want to cook that to get the most food out of it. However, for today, we're not doing fishing because that will take quite a long time, and then this will go on and on. However, if like a full life start to finish with like going to a military base or something is something you're interested in, just let me know. Just let me know down in the comments, and it's potentially something I could do in the future. Or likewise, any other informational videos. If there's something you think would be helpful, always feel free to suggest. Ooh, so someone has parked a car here. This is a drivable car. This is something you won't normally just... Well, they exist, but it's rare to find them. What's happened is this one's got 1 wheel on it, a battery, but you need to find a radiator, spark plug, 3 wheels. You'd have to fill the radiator up with water and give it some fuel, and then you'll be able to drive it. It's quite a long process, so not something we can do right now, especially with the wheels not being on it. I can imagine that someone has logged out of the server with all the stuff on them, maybe a few people, and that's why it's left there like that. So now I've hit flashing red food. It's not any more of a worry. just means we're down on 0. So we need quite a lot to be getting to a good point. We're just going to run into town here. I mean, a head torch is okay to have. You could use it at night time. I personally don't recommend it. It's almost better trying to traverse in the dark. Like, the headlight looks cool, but it will make it a lot easier to find you in the dark. If someone sees a light running through the forest, they're going to be able to track you down quite quickly and easily. We got another one here. Okay, now we found a gas canister. This can go on the gas stove we've got, which means now, put it on the floor, you can switch it on by scrolling through the options and switch it off. And with this being full of water, I put some raw food in it, I can boil it and make it so that it will give me more calories when I eat it, which is just what you want. And also, you know, there's that thing that eating raw food will make you ill. Okay, we've got this fishing rod, so this is better than the one I was saying about crafting earlier. And now if I wanted to, I would only need to make the hooks and the worms, and then I could go and get fish. If you are planning on doing a lot of fishing, you can get an item like a garden hoe, which I've just found, or a shovel, and then dig up worms with this, which is much quicker than doing it with a knife. So as you see there, for one full circle of digging with the hoe, I've got 3 worms. And if I did it with a knife, I would have only got 1. One solid option I have got right now would be to craft a bottle suppressor. So I need to empty this water bottle, find somewhere remotely safe. Might go in that barn. Just make sure we're safe to do so. Right, bottle, duct tape, combine, craft the suppressor, and with that made, drag it onto the Mosin, because this does more damage than the CR527, and we've got more ammo for it. What I'm going to do as well, I'm going to put these gloves on beforehand, so I know I can cut up the animal without making my hands dirty. And we're just going to be try and be as fast as you can if you're going to do anything like this. Because I'm dying, you know, you want to be as quick as possible so you don't lose too much health. Aim in. I can't really see, but I know its head's there. Just needs to be like lined up. Knife out. Skin and quarter. Because I'm suppressed, only people that are relatively close to me would have heard that, which is just what you want. That's an absolute shed load of food. That's so much. I'm going to drop the fishing rod. Don't need it anymore. Not going to be using it. Move a couple bits around. I should have done this beforehand. It's well worth noting. There we go. And then we're going to run. And there's loads of food there, like more than I can eat. With that done, and because of the setup I've got, means that I can run straight into a barn or a shed or anything. Put down my cooking pot, turn it on, and I'll cook the food straight away. Which is just what you want. And then I can take my gloves off again. They're going to give me away. They're bright blue. Turn this on. And watch these cook. One thing I'm going to do as well is take this magazine out. Put it into my hands. And I hold R on PC. You'll have to check your keybind now. You can reload straight away. Another option is if you had the stack here, you can drag it on. Then give you the option to hold your interact button. And you can load the magazine that way as well. And likewise, you could hold your reload button to put the magazine in the gun. Like, the beefsteaks are really good. And having 6 of them, because I shot the cow in the head, meaning I get more meat, this is very good. And this would be enough to fill me up quite a lot. And if you wanted, you could go back, grab more, cook them up, eat as much as you can. This is hot at the moment, so if I eat it, it hurts. As of a recent update. But when it cools down, so it's not red anymore, and it will be that orange colour that was there a second ago. Like, when it goes that colour, that is cooked, and then eat it. And yeah, that's then steak warm and boiled. Which then you can just eat up like before, waiting till you see the full stomach icon. Excellent. Turn the stove off, back in the inventory. And that's where we're going to stop for now. If you got this far and watched the whole video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe and comment. And let me know what you want to see more of and what you want to see next. Thanks for popping in, and hopefully this helps some of the newer players out there. Bye for now.